it's quite sunny, so I have my sunnies on. So, as I have discussed before, I'm looking for the perfect t-shirt. I just want to get one t-shirt and one t-shirt only. But I don't want to spend $500 on a t-shirt. I know that you can get very good t-shirts that way, but I personally, I'm a very big cheapo and I don't want to buy $500 t-shirt. So where else could I go and look for a good quality t-shirt but not $500? The second-hand market. So, and that is how I got a fake the roll t-shirt. I'm going to return it tomorrow because the post office is not open today. Today's Sunday. But I do want to go through the process of how I know this is a fake t-shirt from the roll. I personally am not a fan of fake items, replica, because I think I'm very sure that it is of a poorer quality. And I want to dissect how I know this t-shirt from the roll is fake because of the quality of it. I'm not going to put it on to show you the fit because I just don't want the fake thing on me. But I want to go through how I know it is fake from a quality standpoint because I'm all about quality. And honestly, if this doesn't have the roll, but this is a very good t-shirt that doesn't have the roll, doesn't have any branding, it's just a very good quality t-shirt, I don't mind buying. But because it has the roll and has this, it's a fake t-shirt and the quality is not that good, I'm not getting it and I'm returning it. And I told the lady there, and she was very gracious to say, because she told me it was authentic. When I bought it, I saw it, I know it's not authentic, I returned it. And she said she's okay with refund. So, okay, let's go into details of fake t-shirts from the roll, or a fake t-shirt from the roll. I will start by saying, let's talk about the quality and then we go into the construct, okay? Because from a quality standpoint, this cotton is actually a very, very good quality cotton. I do have other cottons around. I do have a lightweight cotton, the Uniqlo one that I showed, and it feels like cotton. It feels like a traditional cotton weave. The other heavyweight one, and I figure out it's 300 grams. The entire t-shirt is 300 grams. That has a much thicker cotton. It's a heavyweight cotton, but it's still a very normal cotton weave. This, on the other hand, is very different. It has, I don't know what this weave is, but this shirt is definitely a lot thicker in material. The weave is just a lot tighter. If I just do a light stretch, it's a lot tighter, and yeah, the weave it's a lot narrower, a lot tighter together. The second thing is I don't know enough about the weave construct, but I'm very certain this weave construct it's not the same as the two other cotton t-shirts that I have. This weave construct it makes the entire shirt feel, it makes it feel very, it feels very soft. You know what? It feels very velvety. And you know, if you've touched velvet, it has a very nice, almost like a sweet velvet, light touch to the top. And this is what I can feel from the texture. So upon holding this, when I first touched it, I actually thought it was genuine because I was told that it's authentic. And the first thing I thought when I held this was, wow, this cotton is different from other cotton. And I really like it because it's a very, very nice cotton. You can't tell from video, but it's a very, very nice, soft, velvety cotton. Heavyweight velvety cotton. And I can imagine it fits very nice on someone's body. Now, so from first view, it looks good, it looks normal. It's generally a boxy cut. And the roll, so I believe this is the Westless t-shirt, and one of the things you can see is that there's no seams on the side, which is very similar to this other brand, I think it's called Maris, this other Belgian brand, where they use a rounded weave instead of a piece of fabric. So they don't have any seams on the side for the roll at all. See, both sides, no seams. The only seam you get is at the back. So, okay. The side, no seams. Front, no seams. Side, no seams. The only seam is at the back. This one. So that is how, it's unique, and I guess this is the if you know, you know kind of thing. But I want to go into the construct of the shirt. Let's go from the top to the bottom. So let's start with the collar construct and then go into details. So, okay, number one, when we talk about stitching, one thing I do like is attention to detail. So I think this is a pretty good fake. The attention to detail, they use the same color thread for the same color as the fabric. And I think this is the little details that you can tell it's good. I mean, in general, when you buy something, it's good quality. The thread and the fabric material is going to be the same. But for fakes, usually I don't think they care about this for fakes, but this, they do care about it, so I like it. The next thing on the collar, they have this neck tape. We talked about this the last time, but the neck tape helps to reduce irritation in the neck, which I like it quite a lot. I like neck tape. So today I know I'm going to make a video of this, so I went into the boutiques today just to look at some t-shirts that's on sale. And I just find that a lot of t-shirts today, which is, I don't know where I could go and get good t-shirts, but just random high street brands, the t-shirts, even the neck tape, they don't have anything for the neck tape, which I thought was quite strange. The side, the shoulder seams though, I was quite disappointed with it because it's just your standard side seams with the double, oh shit, what is the name of this stitch? Oh, I used to know it. It slipped my mind. But it's your standard stitching for your sleeves. If this is genuine, this costs $500 a genuine t-shirt. I would expect a lot more than just this general stitching. I would also demand a shoulder tape. So you have a neck tape here. You can put a shoulder tape here, with a chain stitch at the top of the shoulders, which is what I have for the heavyweight white t-shirt that I have. It just makes, especially if this is a boxy cut, you know, quite unisex, gender neutral. And with that, I would want, because there will be a lot more friction on the shoulder and the armpit or the arm area, I would definitely want a much better stitching here, which is your chain stitch. So they don't have it. That's one. I have not seen the Row t-shirt up close, and I wanted to go and look for one, but I don't think they sell it here. So I couldn't do a genuine comparison. But I find it disappointing that if the Row really has the shoulder seams look like this for the actual $500 t-shirt from the Row, I'm definitely not going to buy it. So I don't know much about the font and everything, but I guess that is normal. However, one of the key things that really caught my attention. So remember I said the thread color and the shirt color, they are the same. But if you look at the tag of the Row tag, on the other end, you can see the white threads. Well, to me, that was the first red flag, because I don't know if the Row does this for all the other t-shirts, but I definitely do not want to see any contrasting color coming out in terms of threads coming out of a plain t-shirt. I think that is something of a very low quality. It could be because this tag is white, so they have white thread, but you can definitely hide the threads. The threads do not need to be seen on the other side. So it shows me that this is poor workmanship. That's one. The second thing is, because I'm going into all these little details about thread and everything, the first thing I went to look at is the quality of the thread. So the good thing is it's a different quality of thread as all the other t-shirts that I have. All the other t-shirts, they usually have like little lines in one line. Yeah, is that how I will say it? So you have, like, if you draw a pencil, you draw dotted lines. So dash, 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 dash. One parallel line to the seam as a parallel line to the edge. So it's just one long line. This is a bit different because this is perpendicular. A lot of little perpendicular lines. And I thought that was a very interesting stitch. I like that. I like these little details. But if I look closer into them, okay, there is, see, look at this. Can you see? There is one little loop that comes out. So with threads, you don't sew with one thread, okay? You take a couple threads together it depends on the quality, maybe 2 threads or 6 threads add together to make one thicker thread, and then you do your sewing. This, because one of the threads popped out, I took it out of the bag and saw this already. Because it popped out, I know that this is not good quality, because they didn't even care about having the threads put together to sew the piece of garment. You know, what on earth are you doing? So this was the second red flag for me. The third red flag was the neatness of the sewing, okay? So in the t-shirt, because the seam is only at the back, so if I just turn it a little bit inside out, the ends are all, you know, it's this the stitch that all t-shirts have, except at the seam they do a second row of they did a second row of sewing just to connect the seams, because it requires additional reinforcement. So where the seam ends together with the edge of the t-shirt, you have another set of it's called interlocking stitch. Yes, you have another set of interlocking stitch just to hold it together. But if you turn it the other way around, inside out, where they have 2 sets of stitching, you can see very clearly that there are 2 sets of stitching in place here. And if I were to get this tailor-made, right, I get a t-shirt tailor-made, I would not see the messiness of this stitching. I would expect my tailor to do the stitching exactly where the main stitching is, and not do a second row where the stitching is in between the core stitching. So I would not see the mess of stitching over here, where you have 2 clear sets of stitching. So if your stitching is like this, I would imagine the additional seam attached to the edge, the stitching just goes on top of it and not interlocking it. But you know, I'm not a seamstress, so I have no idea if this is to reinforce. Maybe it's to reinforce the material added together. That's why it's interlocking, because maybe if you put it together, it might cause holes and tension. But I thought this was very messy, and I'm not a fan of that. So that's the third red flag. The fourth red flag is just how messy things are, right? I found a loose thread at the armpit area. 2 loose threads. If you're selling a piece of t-shirt for $500 I would not expect any loose threads at all. 5 minutes of one of your workers' time, I don't know, you pay them, let's say $20 an hour. 5 minutes is nothing. They can take 5 minutes to inspect all these loose threads and cut it out. So this is the fourth, I think it's the 4th or 5th red flag. I also noticed that the stitching is very, very messy. Take this. So this, I believe this stitching is usually either the beginning or end of stitching. So so I took some basic sewing lessons earlier, just to learn and appreciate garments a lot better, right? So when you begin stitching using a sewing machine, what you do is the sewing machine goes like this, right? Da 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 da, and then you put your clothes, like it goes like this, da 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 da, and you put your clothes through, and it goes da 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 da, and then it sews, right? So but for the beginning and the last stitch, you need to lock it in place so that it doesn't go da 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 all the way at the end. But if you pull a string out, or pull a thread out, everything loses its shape, right? So how it works is we're going to go da 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 again. You go like this, da 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 da. So you go front and back just to lock the stitch in place, so you have a bit of a stitching, and then you go all the way in front. So I imagine this little bit of a messiness is where that start and ending stitch is, because you need to go back and front. But I think they could have done a better job, because it just looks a little too messy for me. And I'm just not a fan of that. And if anything, it should really be at the edge, that part at the edge, here, and then you hide it inside. So I can't see the mess of a stitching here. It just looks like a mistake to me. Alright, so that's the red flag. And then the last red flag, which actually it should have been the first red flag when I mentioned it, is the tag. One thing I've learned is that you can't trust everything on the tag because the tags can be faked. And I've been doing a lot of research trying to figure out if there is an international body to govern what is on the tag. Because let's say this is made with polyester, but they put 100% cotton. Who is to say that that's wrong, right? So I'm learning how to feel materials more so that I don't only rely on the tag. So here is where I think it's there are a couple of red flags just on the tag alone, right? How I know it's fake, right? So it says M, which is fine because all the t-shirts they're in SML, and it says 100% cotton. So the good thing is they have it in 3 languages, which is normal. The weird thing is in the Chinese one, because they say, oh, okay, so let's go with the red flags. The biggest red flag is that it's made in China. Here. And the thing is, the roll does not manufacture in China. They manufactured made in Italy, made in US, and made in Japan. So made in China is like the red flag already. You know that this is fake. The other thing where I know it's fake is that when it says made in China, it's 中国制, or it uses traditional Chinese. All the made in China clothes are all in simplified Chinese. If it's made in Taiwan, made in Hong Kong, then you have traditional Chinese. And if it's made in Japan, then you have the Japanese kanji, which is traditional Chinese. Some parts of traditional Chinese, but I know these 3 words would definitely be in traditional Chinese that I can read, but it's in kanji. So this, to me, is saying I took pieces of the roll that's made in Japan. I just copy paste whatever that's on the tag and just paste it here. That is what it seems to me. Okay, that's the third red flag of the tag. The fourth red flag of the tag. So in general, they do have on the other side it's the care tag, because I care a lot about the care tag. It has the reference number, the address of the roll, and then it has 3 languages of how to take care of it: English, French, and then Japanese. And this really proves my theory that they just took a made in Japan, because there is made in Japan t-shirts from the roll. They just took a made in Japan tag, copy paste everything that's on the tag and just paste it here. Because if if the tag at the back tag has 3 languages, which is English, French, and Chinese, this part will also be English, French, and Japanese. And if you have a made in China shirt, you would have a Chinese instruction, not just Japanese. I believe everything here is English, French, and Japanese, and which the language here will make sense in traditional Chinese. But the made in China thing just tells me, I imagine they should have a Chinese tag. And then the last one, so all the tags, everything here is correct because they just copy paste it from another t-shirt made in Japan. It's the code here. Can you see? Anyway, it says 852F911, and there is no product name 852F911 in the row. I believe it's 852911. So yes, this is clearly a fake. The thing I would give credit for is that the cotton feels very nice. It genuinely feels very nice. It feels very velvety, and I think this fake item is just copying the material used, but everything else, the construct, it doesn't have that much care as the row. So yes, I'm going to return this, and I'm going to continue my hunt for quality t-shirts.